Dear student, in this video, I am going to discuss about the application of Gauss theorem. Under this, first, electric field due to a point charge, and also we can derive the expression for the Coulomb's law from the Gauss theorem. Dear student, here I want to tell you 3 points for finding the electric field due to a charge or due to a distribution of charge by using the Gauss theorem. If you want to find out the electric field due to a charge or due to a distribution of charge at any point, then first step, you draw a Gaussian surface symmetrical to that charge passes through that point. Second step, you take a small area element on that Gaussian surface and find out the electric flux passes through it. And finally, for finding the electric flux through entire surface, you integrate it. And this electric flux phi E you calculate, and by Gauss theorem also you calculate the phi E is equal to Q upon epsilon naught, equalize both and find out the electric field at that point. For example, I am taking here electric field due to a point charge. Suppose plus Q is a point charge placed at the point O and P be a point at distance r from it, where you want to find out the electric field due to this point charge by using the Gauss theorem. So the first step of this one is what here? You draw a Gaussian surface taking O as a center and this distance OP as a radius around this one. Suppose this one is a Gaussian surface. Suppose this one is a Gaussian surface P of radius R. So what first step? First we will draw a spherical surface symmetrical to the charge Q passes through the point P. And now we consider a small area element around the point P. This one is a small area element. Remember this, the electric field or the electric line of forces due to this charge be always perpendicular to the surface. It means parallel to the area vector. And here, electric field due to this charge plus Q at this point P will always goes outward. This is the direction of the electric field. And the area vector of this small element, suppose this element is dA, and the area vector of this one will be also perpendicular to this surface. It means goes outward. It means in this case the electric field and the area vector of this small element, this dA, both will be act in same direction. So electric flux due to a small area dA. So first step, how can we find the electric flux through this small area element? And suppose that electric flux is d phi E. So you can say here d phi E is equal to, and as you know, this d phi E is the dot product of vector E dot vector dA, this area vector. And here you are taking the dot product of this one. So you can write here E dA cos 0, because here E and dA are parallel. Or d phi E is equal to E into dA. As you know, cos 0 is equal to 1, and in this way you can find the electric flux through this small area. So electric flux through the entire Gaussian surface. So electric flux through entire Gaussian surface, entire Gaussian surface. Entire Gaussian surface means through whole this spherical surface. How can we find the electric flux? So for this purpose, you will integrate this term. So simply you can say d phi e is equal to whole integration for this closed surface. This one is what here? Whole integration for this closed spherical surface. And here E into dA. This one is E into dA. And integration of d phi is phi e, which is equal to, take E outside and you can write here dA. Or phi e is equal to E into, what is the surface area of this spherical surface, or what is the surface area of this sphere whose radius is r. So you can write this is equal to 4 pi r square. Suppose this is equation number 1. And if you want, then you can write here in bracket, you can write whole integration dA means total surface area of this spherical surface is equal to 4 pi r square. This one is what here? Electric flux passes through this whole Gaussian surface. By your this calculation, phi e is equal to vector E dot vector dA. But by Gauss theorem, you know, according to Gauss theorem, total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times into net charge enclosed by that surface. What charge is enclosed by this spherical surface? Q. So by Gauss theorem, the total electric flux passes through this Gaussian surface or passes through this spherical closed surface is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Here this one is by Gauss theorem. And suppose this equation number 2. This one by your calculated Gaussian electric flux through the Gaussian surface, and this one by the Gauss theorem. And both electric flux will be same. So from equation 1 and 2, you can write here E into 4 pi r square. This one should be equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Or you can write here, or E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. From here you can see E is equal to 4 pi r square you will take here. So you can write here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and this becomes here Q upon r square. You know electric field due to a point charge already you have derived at a distance r from it is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. So here you have derived the electric field due to a point charge by using the Gauss theorem. So this is the way, or this is the one application of the Gauss theorem. And also, how can you derive the expression for the Coulomb's law from the Gaussian theorem? Already you know, at the point P, electric field due to this charge plus Q is derived by this equation 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. If a charge Q naught be placed at P, remember this, the electric field at point P is already have derived E, which is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. And if a charge Q naught be placed at this point, then that charge will experience a force due to this electric field E, which is here. So force experienced by this charge Q naught, F is equal to Q naught into E, or you can say this is equal to Q naught, and at place of E you can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square, and finally you can say this is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square. This is the force R, which is what here? Coulomb's law. You know, if the two charges, one charge suppose here Q naught and this charge is Q, both is separated by a distance R, then the force of attraction or repulsion, it depends on the nature of charge, is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square. So dear student, by using the Gauss theorem also you can derive the expression for the electric field due to a point charge at distance R, as well as also you can derive the expression for the Coulomb's law. So in next video I want to tell you 3 types of charge densities and the rest derivation based on the application of Gauss theorem. Thank you.